Hello, I'm Christina, coach, combat vet, and community change agent. If you live in a big city, I'm sure you've dreamed of finding a cheap place of a decent size and maybe even bug and rodent free. For many, this feels like a dream. But what if it is possible? Are there things you could be doing to find, and better yet, get that apartment? So, I have some good news and some bad news. We can't control every variable, but we can greatly increase our odds. I have moved so many times, I've lost count. And only once did I not get the apartment that I applied for and wanted. I even once helped a former roommate find a place that was nearly $800 below market value for that region. I'm not saying you won't face obstacles. I'm not saying you won't face institutional barriers that I don't face. But I am telling you that there are concrete steps that you can take to increase the odds of getting the place that you want. Now, what kind of place am I talking about? I'm referring to that privately owned or managed apartment or complex that occasionally pops up on the market that costs a bit below market value for its size and good condition. These types are prime targets because the owner is less likely to have a cold online application where you and 500 other people submit an application. Maybe it's a small complex. Maybe it's an apartment in a duplex or something like that. It's this type of place where the owner is far more interested in an easy tenant than in getting top dollar. They do exist, and that's who you need to be in order to get one of these places, that easy tenant. Make it easy for them to say yes. Control as many aspects as you can related to how you present. Some are pretty basic. If you live in a big city and you are apartment hunting, get a babysitter. I know for many people this is easier said than done, but it is important. Kids are unpredictable. There are much higher odds of them throwing a fit or doing something embarrassing than of them standing there looking cute and making the owner go, ah. Now, I know paying the girl down the street $40 might seem like a lot of money, but if you score a place below market rent, you could be saving hundreds of dollars a month. Back to basics though. Let's discuss you. Apartment hunting dress code is business casual. It doesn't matter that the opening is on a weekend. Put on some slacks and a button-up shirt. Thrift stores are great. If you don't wear business clothes regularly, you only need one apartment hunting outfit. It sucks, but people judge. So it's better to just go along with your one thrift store outfit than to cry about it while still living in mama's. Wear the dress pants, not jeans. Treat it like a job interview. Speaking of job interviews, many of the same rules apply. You want to be the first one or nearly first applicant, and you need your documents. People who apply for a job when it first opens have higher odds of getting a call back or getting the job than somebody who applies later. So, know where apartments in your desired area are posted. The types of listings I'm referring to often pop up on Craigslist or other places where the owner doesn't have to pay to post. Invest an hour and find out what websites are used in your area. Then, here's the really hard part. Find time to check them every day, twice a day if possible. Some of these types of websites can send you notifications when new postings pop up. Some you have to check manually. Find a way to check regularly. If the viewings are by appointment only, you want to be the first appointment. When apartment is showing and the post simply gives an address and a time, you still want to be first. My preference was to arrive about 20 minutes early, walk around a little bit. Most of the time, I would run into the owner or the agent before the start of the event. It's pretty easy to simply say that I was worried I was going to get lost, and that's why I was there early, or that traffic was better than expected. This not only makes you the first person there, it also makes it obvious that you are a conscientious person who is interested in being timely, like they want on the rent. A job hunt requires a resume, letters of recommendation, and references. Documents for apartment hunting will include everything needed to fill out the application, plus a few more I'll get to in a moment. In big cities, there will be many people applying for the same apartment. You want to be the first to turn in your completed application. These types of places still will typically have a paper application. Most places will want your last few rental locations and the landlord's contact information, employment information going back a few years, emergency contact, references, and possibly even your bank account balance information. Have it with you. Put together a folder with everything in it and just bring it. Include copies of anything that they're going to want copies of. I usually brought copies of my driver's license and social security card just in case. And don't forget a pen. I've even brought a clipboard so I could write neatly when filling out the application immediately right there on site. I've turned in applications before the next person even arrived. The cherry on top, the piece that truly sets it apart, is being ready with the extras. A day or two before a showing, I would go to Credit Karma and print off my credit report. Now, it's free advertising for them. I am not supported, so, but seriously, if you can find it on there and print off the report, it's wonderful. I wasn't just an applicant, I was the easiest applicant to say yes to. Now, they may still want to run their own, but it was always a shock on their face when I'd be like, here's my credit report. So just make it easy for them. I also brought copies of my most recent pay stub and anything else I could think of that they might want. The biggest hurdle for most of my tips is that they do take time, but everything in the world takes time, expertise, and money. You might be able to short one, but not the others. And every time you short one, it's going to increase what the others take. So if you want to save money, it's going to cost you time. Hopefully this little bit of expertise can save you a little money and maybe even a little time on your hunt. The alternative is a larger number of applications for apartments with big corporations that are just looking for top dollar. If you want to be extra safe because you are a single woman and looking for an apartment, my recommendation is to bring a female relative or friend. Owners typically see boyfriends as complications. There could be a breakup, there could be fights, and they don't want to hear about it or hear about it from the other tenants. You might have a boyfriend, but that's not something that they need to know. To my gentlemen, if you are single, if you feel safe enough, go alone. If not, for you, I would recommend a family member of either gender. Again, skip the girlfriend. If you are married or heading that direction, feel free to go together, but get on the same page beforehand. Fighting, squabbling, disagreements, dirty looks at each other. No, keep it simple until you have the place. You might also want to bring a checkbook. Because of the low-tech nature of these places, if they do decide to charge for background checks, you want to be able to offer payment immediately. Some might be more sophisticated and be able to take a credit card, but better safe than sorry. Most people today can get by with one checkbook. It will last years, since most places take credit card or even these days can just run an e-check. In summary, treat it like a job interview. Be on your best behavior, bring all of your paperwork with you. Feel free to ask how long until you will know. Make it clear that you are interested in the apartment. This is their place. Especially if it's the owner, they already have some reason they bought it. Maybe they used to live there. Maybe they bought it as investment property, but they bought it because they loved it. Let them know you love it too. If you can find something to compliment, do so. Demonstrate that you will be a great tenant in every way, in everything you do. You are likely dealing with the owner, or even if it is the rep, in these types of places, the owner is going to rely pretty heavily on the rep's recommendation. So make sure you stand out for good things. Smile and be personable, especially my young gentlemen. Everybody wants a friendly tenant. Smile. Good luck to you. It might be a jungle out there, but with some advanced planning, you will get where you want to be. Now, go forth and do great things.